Okay, so this is something I found on, I think it was either Keyframe's blog, or I forget entirely how I found this. But basically, there was this meme, and it was like, oh, well, here's a picture that says love is love, and it includes, not gender, not race, not religion, and not age, and the age is 16 and 36. And then this guy posted a fish from SpongeBob, and was all like, that's pretty odd and creepy. Now, there's this YouTuber who I guess also has a Tumblr blog named the ANY Pony, I've also called him AnY in the past, who responded to it in just a way that makes it sound like he's defending pedophilia. Just, let me just read you my personal favorite quote. Out of everything in this, my personal favorite is, age of consent is good and sadly, like I had to say sadly, like, aww, it's sad, man. But there are so many ways I can interpret that. Necessary concept in order to protect minors from abuse. But every rule has exceptions, so should this one. Yes, such a couple should first get the approval of the minor's guardians. Oh, so you're perfectly fine with arranged marriages then? Where a legal guardian picks someone for their son or daughter to marry without their knowledge? Is that fine since, they got approval from the minor's guardian then? ANY? Keyframe responds to this with, agreed. While I understand what the original creator of this post is going for, there are a few exceptions to the rule, given that the situation the partners evolve. There are quite a few situations where the younger of the relationship is mentally developed and more mature than their biological age. Okay, first off, I shouldn't have to point this out, but this is the exact same argument actual pedophiles do use. Okay? I just want to make that clear, just so you people are aware. As for the idea of this mental age thing, I genuinely am not entirely familiar with the idea. I'm just gonna say it right now. In the eyes of the law, it doesn't matter, and it shouldn't matter unless you want to go around and have everyone carry out frickin' sexual consent cards. Which is a hilarious idea, I do say so. Keyframe then tells a story about how she started puberty when she was 7 and ended when she was 14, which, given that there are so many people on the earth, and there have been so many people on the earth, I wouldn't be surprised if someone started puberty when they were 3. But, so I'll say, okay, that's true. But then she says that her and Golden Fox are 9 years apart, except the difference is, both of them are adults. In the image, one of them is 16 years old. That is not an adult. Just wanted to make sure everyone's got that. And the actual age difference in the picture is 20 years. Think about that. So, I saw that, and I tweeted out a link to that article. That's the only thing I linked. Keep that in mind. And I said, did Keyframe and ANY just defend pedophilia? Then, our old friends at the E4B got a hold of this, and here's what they had to say. I'd like to say, this is my personal favorite part of the article. As usual, we're here to stop the clickbait in its tracks. What am I trying to get you guys to click on? The only thing I linked in that tweet was the article that you guys claim proves me wrong. So wouldn't I not be wanting to get my audience to click on it? If you have read the post, I have I read the post. I think you mean if you had. Rather than took a quick glance, then you would know that ANY brought up asking legal guardians for their approval for dating or marrying their young son or daughter. So, again, arranged marriages would be perfectly fine then. And this is something I just want to point out real quick. Golden Fox is the older of the two by 9 years. Not really the most extreme gap I've seen. My parents had the same amount of years between them. My father and mother were 26 and 19 respectively when they married. First off, that's not 9 years, that's 7 years. Okay? So you don't know how to do math is what you're telling me. Second off, that is okay. But just a reminder, the age gap in the picture was 20 years. As in 2 decades. For that matter, the ages in the picture were 16 and 36. Now, the human brain finishes developing around the age of 25. So not only is only one person in that picture a legal adult, but only one person in that picture has a fully developed brain and has had so for over a decade. They then use examples of 2 people who are currently both millionaires because that clearly represents the majority of the population, especially when it comes to this issue. Again, they call it clickbait, which is odd because I thought what you'd be clicking on would be proving me wrong. But my personal favorite part is the response from Death Pony, which he uses 3 gifs from JonTron, which is fine. I like JonTron, don't get me wrong, but just saying, maybe you should change up the gifs every now and then, or stop using them. They're doing nothing more but wasting time. But he says, is he really trying to start drama with Keyframe and ANY? Well, I don't know, Death Pony. And I honestly can't be sure if you know that, considering how JoJo has admitted to me you don't watch videos, so how am I supposed to know whether or not you even read articles? And the answer is no, by the way. I am simply reporting on this. I am not actively like, how am I gonna start drama today? No, I'm not doing that. And if I was doing that, first off, I'm failing miserably. But second off, why would I go after the brony community? When there are far bigger communities out there where it'd be far easier for me to start some kind of drama in. Just a little food for thought. And here's my favorite. Seriously, your logic is becoming more uncomfortable with you snooping on everyone's lives in analyzed Alcatraz? I don't know. Anyway, because, again, that's not the exact same thing you guys do at all, even though, you constantly have fans who are telling you about this. Oh, but that's how it's different. You see, you guys are reporting on things that people watch you reporting on, while I'm reporting on things that people watch me reporting on. It's different because I'm not an E4B member. You see, if I was an E4B member and I was calling out Lily Pete, then, if I was only calling out Lily Pete on the things they like, again, there's no article on, hey, Lily Pete just admitted to being a Marxist. She actually did that on her Tumblr. I am not making that up. Hey, Lily Pete is completely ignorant about why people hate TPP. Or, hey, Lily Pete is just, well, wrong on Bernie Sanders. She showed a picture of someone saying, oh, well, Lyndon B. Johnson passed Medicare, so therefore the Democrats are perfect. Meanwhile, that was the same decade the Democrats were running the KKK. Where are you guys' articles on that? Oh, but it's fine. You just gotta go after, again, where are your articles on Toon Critic possibly being accused of some horrible things. You seem to be really quiet on that. Where are your articles on what I just covered? Now, the thing is, you want me to only cover the safe things that you want to see. You don't want me to cover things that make you question things, because you are the intellectual equivalent of Fox and Friends. Or Flat Earthers, or whatever group you want. That's it. I'm Ephrom, and good night.